Coming up, we ate at Mel's Drive-In at Universal Studios Florida, and yes, it was as bad as we were expecting. Plus, we have a snack review. So, from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Universal edition of the Diz Unplugged. This is episode 133 of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. This episode of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation. Please visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Well, hello, everyone. How are we all doing this week? I am your host, Craig Williams, and today I am joined alongside by my co-host, Mr. Ryno Clavin.
Hello.
Hello, Ryno. Welcome to this episode.
Thank you.
Yes, no, we have got something very special for you today. In fact, it is something that we really haven't done before, and that is we are going to mess with the format of our show. Yes, thank you. That was the accurate response to that. Yeah, we are going to mess up the format of our show a little bit. I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing. I don't know if it's going to ever happen again. It might just be a once every now and then type of thing. But we are going to give something a shot today. So we've ate through a lot of the restaurants at Universal Orlando. I basically, in the theme parks, the only full-service restaurant we haven't done so far is Lombard's, and then, like, the character breakfast that happens on select mornings, and we still have some of the places to hit at the hotels as well, too, to do full review episodes on the show. But we have a lot of quick service dining that we still haven't tackled. And, if you follow our channel very closely, you'll see that we'll do quick service vlogs a lot. That's one of the things that's very easy to do. And we love doing quick service. We hate the quality of the food in some situations, but we love the fact that we're not getting weighed down with a complete big meal, especially during these summer months. Mm-hmm. When it's already 95 degrees and you walk into a theme park and you have to think about the potential of going and eating a big seafood meal, it just doesn't really appeal to me, to say the least. Yeah. And we want to do it for you guys, but there's only so much we can do sometimes. So what we are going to do in this episode, instead of me just talking about it, is we have basically two little in-park reviews that we did. So, as you heard at the top of the show, the first one is Mel's Drive-In. So, before we show that, obviously, we want to talk a little bit about Mel's Drive-In, give you the ins, the outs before we actually show you all about, and maybe the hokey pokey too. I don't know.
Just turn yourself around.
Yeah, I don't know what was really happening there with my speaking, but that came in. So, yeah, today we have this review of Mel's Drive-In, which if you've heard us on the show talk about Mel's before, you know that neither myself or Ryno is, I won't even say the words massive fan. I will just say we're not fans of it at all. And Ryno, why do you dislike it? Not based on the experience we had just before, your preconceived notions on Mel's.
Oh, well, it's just normal food. It's just the burgers and fries. And, that's fine sometimes too. But there's much better quality food at the park to be had other than here. That's why I don't like it. And not even based on this experience. I've had experience there before.
Yeah. No, it's one of those places. Some people, I think, do see Mel's as an absolute staple of their trips to Universal. It's something that they love to do. There's Mel's out in Universal Hollywood. There's ours here, and it's just something that people love eating at. I don't know if it's because they have an obsession with American graffiti, which, of course, is, That's one of the staples of that movie, and that's why it has its place at Universal. And for that reason, I mean, it is cool. I will be completely honest. When you round the corner and see Mel's, whether you're walking through Hollywood or kind of walk in through Production Central and sneak in by the Transformers building, when you see Mel's, it looks very awesome from the outside.
Yeah.
You know, classic retro diner with the cars from American Graffiti, that whole style. It fits in beautifully on that corner. Gets even better during Halloween when it turns into Mel's Die-In. But
I wish they had like updated the menu for when they did that. But anyway,
yeah, the hard part though is you're looking at fast food, and you know, there's you have places like McDonald's, Burger King, all the staples, Wendy's, that are doing all of this food, this same style food, but arguably a lot better. And then you have new places that are doing the take on burgers and kind of like Shake Shack, BurgerFi, places that are also focused on burgers but doing them a little bit better. And those are absolutely amazing. And you know, when you're paying this much to go into a theme park, you should expect high quality food.
absolutely.
For the price you're absolutely paying just to get in the door. Yeah, there's a lot of people coming and going, so you have to also be focused on fast. But you also deserve a certain quality of food. So without further rambling on more, let's go ahead and see our review of Mel's Drive-In. Well, we are outside of Mel's Drive-In doing something that we haven't wanted to do.
Some American graffiti.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're about to do. Of course, we're going to go in and we're going to eat at Mel's Drive-In. Nothing personally against it. Been a while since I've eaten here.
Long time.
So, but it's just burgers, chicken tenders, stuff like that. Not really too adventurous or creative. So, but it's time to give it a chance because we have nothing else. So
well, we've got to talk about the basic stuff too. We always talk about the flourish. I think we need for the Steve Porters out there.
Exactly. So let's take a time trip back into the 50s and let's head on into Mel's. This has already been a lot so far. So much. So got in, you know, they looked at the menu, saw hamburgers, cheeseburger, chicken fingers, and then they had the nice healthier options menu, which had 3 items. I got one of those, which is a grilled chicken sandwich, and just looking at it is making me sad on the inside. I mean, it just looks like the driest piece of grilled chicken you could ever possibly find, served with the saddest piece of lettuce and just an unappetizing tomato. Maybe some pickles too on there. 2 pickles. It comes with French fries. They also do like a standard combo here, which is the sandwich French fries in one of their shakes, but they're not even hand spun shakes. So I just got the sandwich by itself, $11.49. So I'm gonna take some time to condiment up, and while I'm condimenting up, I'm gonna let you talk about what you got, Ryno.
So I got the garden burger, which if you see it, I'm not sure what it's made out of. I know a lot of them have been black bean or edamame or all that stuff. This one, it's like similar to Craig's chicken. It's like almost hollow and very dry. Oh, there's pickles. And same feeling. Probably the most cheapest ingredients you could buy. And the sad part is the condiment bar. There are not, like, it's mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup, salt, pepper, and that is all. There's no, like, add some onions or jalapenos or any of that stuff, guacamole, anything like that. So bare bones over there. And this place seems to be getting progressively louder since we've sat down somehow. I think they're like pumping in the music even louder now all of a sudden, and people are yelling, and then like ice is being filled. It's a little bit of a stressful environment. So I'm gonna also, I don't know, figure out what condiments to put on this. I might take a bite naked first to see what it tastes like, but
Put your money where your mouth is.
okay, all right. It feels like that's gonna be the bad choice. So my sad lettuce, my lettuce that's fly, the lettuce that's not even green. No taste at all. I taste tomato and textures. So definitely condiments. I'm thinking mayonnaise and mix up the mustard a little bit. So yeah, fries are okay. Standard fries. At least it's warm.
Okay, I'm ready for my first bite. My dry grilled chicken with ketchup, mayonnaise, and all those other things I told you before.
Godspeed. It's dripping.
It is, but the good stuff. The ketchup and the mayonnaise, that is. One more. As a Pittsburgh boy, thank goodness for Heinz. It does wonders. Just really does wonders. The chicken's not as dry as I thought it was going to be. It is dry, but it could be far worse. Yeah, it's just condiments, very, very necessary. Yeah.
I regret putting so much of this on here now. All right, here we go. Second bite. Mayonnaise mustard bun. Better than before, but yeah. I don't know what to say. It's just texture. It is what it is, I guess. I mean, I tried the vegetarian option, but I'll finish the rest of it before I give any final opinion on this thing I'm absorbing into my body.
I've literally just been eating away. It's been that good. And now we're to my favorite part of the entire meal. The part where you get to no protein and literally just that lettuce and your condiments and your bun, and deep down you're actually kind of happy that this is the part you're finishing with. I mean, it's like a BLT minus no bacon. And I wonder why I keep getting fatter.
Is there a fresh station too?
I got a little bit of protein, if that's what that even can be referred to as. I'm not 100% sure, but
I don't really care.
it's like when you go to like your aunt's house and there's a cookout, but you're there like 2 hours late, and your uncle already made all the burgers and the chicken sandwiches, and you have this left to choose from, you know, and the buns have been out on the table and the flies have landed on them. Yeah, it reminds me of home. A 2-hour-old sandwich that was left in the sun. I wonder if they're just trying to be authentic to the 50s and, you know, kind of make it out of stuff that, you know, that's actually rude because I feel like in the 50s things were more natural than they are now, so I'm not even going to finish that thought. So I have a feeling this food will not digest within my body.
So, you mentioned earlier that it was very loud in here. It is like super, super loud. It's obviously piping in that 50s music all throughout, which I do appreciate it. It keeps it with the theming. But in the atmosphere in here as a whole, you know, there's tons of seating inside. It's a massive restaurant. It doesn't look that big from the outside, but there's plenty of seating here, even during a lunch rush when we're here like we are. But then it all goes back to that noise where there are a ton of people in here. The music's loud. Everyone is screaming over each other. It's not really the most inviting of places, but I do love the decor inside. Like, I love the records on the wall. There's a wall that has American graffiti on it. There's even the little like tabletop jukeboxes where you could select your music. They don't work, but it's still all part of that theme. So it really does feel classic 50s. And the cars outside, obviously a nice touch. So there are some decent things about the restaurant, but I don't know, Ryno. What do you think?
I do agree with your love of the decor because I do love the 50s. You know, it looks very much like kind of like that Grease style. You know, the soda shop they go to in there, and I do love the music players on the table. It reminds me of this old pizza place that we had near my house when I was growing up that used to have these, and they did work, but those were gone, you know, before I was even 10. But it's a place that encourages people to shout, and I feel like on a really, really hot summer day when the air conditioning's nice, I like the booths, I like all this stuff, but in the end it's kind of like the food for me wasn't great, but then like the shouting is just as abusive to me as the sun is. So I guess I was looking for a little bit of a quieter place, but it's a theme park, so I don't know how likely you are to find a place that you're going to be able to actually like sit and have a moment of silence. So yeah, I don't know. I like that there's all the Coke products everywhere, and that's, you know, speaks to the 50s. And like Craig said, plenty of seating, big space inside, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, to say that meal was interesting would be a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the food, questionable.
I don't even know what I ate, to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah, the atmosphere, also questionable. And so, yeah, I think to sum it up, we've left with a lot of questions. Yeah, we went to a burger place and neither one of us got a true burger. They tout their shakes, neither one of us got a shake. But
it's out of a soft serve machine, though. If you go to a 50s diner, you want the frap machine, the little spinny fan.
Yeah, so
and spoon.
Exactly. So a very, very interesting experience, one that I will not be eager to repeat again very quickly, but I'm glad we did it this time at least.
Yes.
So I'm going to stick to the century that we're in, and that will be that.
Okay, so clearly we were on the disappointed end of our experience. So we kind of gave our thoughts on the food as we ate it. We gave you our opinions on the atmosphere. So why don't we now give you our full wrapped up thoughts? It's been a couple days since we actually went out and did that, so I know I've had plenty of time to process it, and I mean that in multiple ways. Ryno, I think you feel the same way. So Ryno, what's your overall thoughts on the food and the entire experience eating at Mel's?
Well, when I say this place needs a revamp in the menu, I really am referring to the quality of the food, not necessarily the items that are up on the menu.
Yeah.
Because it is supposed to be that 1950s milkshake, burger style. Like it should be burgers and fries. I'm not knocking it on that. I'm just knocking it on the quality of and I understand in the video neither of us got a burger, but the thing I ate, I don't even know what it was, and the quality at which any of those are, they were bad quality ingredients. None of the lettuce, nobody's lettuce was green, and the bun was that like cheap bun, and if we can go to burger to Five Guys and get a really good $5 burger with fresh made ingredients, that is the same idea. Like why when we pay $12 at a theme park is it not as good as that?
Yeah, that's
how I feel.
Yeah, no, that's the ultimate question I think that comes in with it. And yeah, granted, neither one of us did get the burger, like we've said multiple times, but we did. I know we both got fries with our sandwiches. I would actually say the fries were a step above the actual main entree item. I was able to eat all of my fries and enjoy them. I guess my standpoint for all of it, like I know how cheap the food items are, and this is where I kind of break the wall a little bit. The chicken tenders they sell in there, I've had them in there before. Unfortunately, for people who work at Universal, we have not. Fortunately for people who work there, unfortunately for the people in the park. If you work at Universal, you have a couple cafeterias, essentially, you can go to and get food during your shift. And this is the same exact chicken fingers that they would serve to us while we were working. And I know that price has probably gone up a little bit, but like when I first started, you could get fries and chicken fingers, like a huge portion, way bigger than what you get at Mel's or anywhere else. And it would only cost us like $2.95. And then you show up here, and to get that combo is over $10.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's paying guests. You're going to pay for food. You need to eat, but like that is quite the difference. It's cheap food that's being sold for a bigger price. And considering my chicken sandwich was, dry and tasteless, and just it needed condiments to make it better at all, and there's only so much that mayonnaise and ketchup can do. With that, I can only imagine, it's been a while since I've had a burger there, but I can only imagine how bad that would be. If they can screw up a grilled chicken sandwich, what are they going to do to the burger to just make that abysmal? And thank goodness we didn't even try the shakes, because that could have only led to extreme disappointment.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like they're not. I understand it's a theme park, so you can't do the hand spun milkshake as efficiently as just pulling it out of dispensary, out of what appeared to be a soft serve ice cream machine.
But they have Ben and Jerry's in the parks too. They have Twosome out in City Walk. Why can't you demand a little bit more from your milkshake?
That's a good point. That's a very valid point. So that's the other thing too, is there's better milkshakes right around that area. So,
and I thought more about this too. We had our complaints about the inside, about how noisy it was. Maybe if you could overlook the food being bad, if the inside and the atmosphere was a little bit better too, but because it was just so loud and crazy, that just was like another thing. And then but where I was thinking about this is that I'm like, well, they do have plenty of outside seating. You can sit and relax outside. But then the downside is during the entire morning and into the afternoon, they don't have their parade running. So they bring out the individual floats that park right outside of Mel's and Horror Makeup Show, and just blast music and make it such a loud, noisy environment. I get it. It is a theme park. It's going to be loud and noisy. But why can't you have some sort of retreat where you can just relax a little bit without having to completely go away? So I can't even say that there's a good spot to sit. There might be better times to sit other places than other, but overall, the food's gross, and the atmosphere is just too loud and obnoxious.
It's missing something. Like, it looks like, I would never say get rid of Mel's, because the look fits perfectly, and it is a staple, I think. And but it's got all the looks of what it should be, but none of that magic in it, you know, and so it's like missing something. So somebody needs to take a look at this though, because if this is one of their like signature, I mean, I think it should be a signature quick service thing. It's, you know, it's just really missing. You're missing the mark here.
I'd rather have a Cafe 80s.
Oh,
that would
die. Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be something.
Turn it into the Back to the Future Cafe. Yeah,
that would be cool. So, but you know, maybe Mel's has run its time. Unless they're going to do something about the menu, maybe it has run its time.
Yeah,
but that is our opinion on Mel's. A big boo. Skip it. Don't do anything with it. But luckily,
I was distracted because my McDonald's app popped up right when you said that, and I was like, "Oh, McDonald's!" Like as we're talking about burgers, it's like the universe heard us, and it just offered me a buy one large thing, get another one free, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. So that actually isn't the only review that we have for you today, too. As we told you at the start of the show, we have a snack review for you, and this is one that I was very excited to do. So, and it fits in today. We are pre-recording these little bits and segments on Monday, which is 20 years of Harry Potter. So. It kind of feels like it all goes together.
You're going to say you did that on purpose, huh?
Nope, I did not do that on purpose at all. It just ended up being a beautiful mistake.
Yeah.
But
just a beautiful disaster.
Thank you for the kind words. We actually, you know, I was following social media one day like everyone does, and when the reports came in that the Cauldron Cake had been changed at Universal Orlando, and you know, you weren't as familiar with the Cauldron Cake. Thought that maybe you had it once or twice.
Well, the thing is it's a chocolate. It was a chocolate-based dessert, and it still is a chocolate-based dessert. Yeah. So I'm not a big chocolate cake person.
Yeah. So, and I mean, just two wildly different things. And for me, this one, when I found out they changed it, I was one of those people who was taken aback. Like, how could you? For me, that would be the same way. It was kind of the same way if they would say like, oh, we're going to change up how we're going to serve the frozen butterbeer or the cold butterbeer. I know.
I would come after somebody.
No, I know, and it's a snack, so it shouldn't be sacred necessarily. But I think it's in terms of treats you could get out of the counters at the sweet shops, the Cauldron Cake was the one that you should go to. And so obviously, since they changed it, we couldn't ignore it, and we had to go get it and taste it and eat it and do a review of it. So here is our review of the new Cauldron Cake.
Well, here we are now, outside of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley, if you can't tell by the beautiful music. Just Harry Potter's in the air, isn't it not?
He is.
He is. It is. It all is. So, we are here today to go inside the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley to try the new Cauldron Cake. So they went and they messed with it, got rid of the original one, and now there is a new version of it. Ryno, did you ever have the original?
I think I had a piece of one at a press event once. I never like went up and ordered one and had it, walked away with it or anything. So it hasn't really had an impact on me, you know.
See, for me, this was actually one of my favorite treats. For me, it's like butterbeer is the first thing you try if you're a fan of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Then the next thing right after that was trying the Cauldron Cakes. I really, really enjoyed them. They even used to do, I'm not quite sure if they still do it, but back at Honeydukes, they used to do, you could get a free food item, one of the dessert items on your birthday. And that was the first birthday that I had when I was going to Universal. I got a Cauldron Cake.
I wish I knew that. My first birthday, the first time I went to the Harry Potter World was on my birthday.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they still do it, so I need to go and research that sometime. Yeah. But yeah, so Cauldron Cakes mean a lot to me. So why don't we go in, order one, see what it's like now, see if it's worth it or not. So let's go.
Oh, welcome to London. I mean, it's pretty boring out here, but...
How do we get in?
Oh, you got your umbrella? Because you got to tap these bricks. You don't have to tap any bricks.
Tappa, tappa, tappa.
Oh, the most magical entrance at Hollywood, the Universal Studios. We're not in Hollywood, we're in Orlando.
We're in Orlando. The amazing Diagon Alley. Ah. So magical!
Yes! Oh my god, it would have been so timed so well if it blew fire right when you walked in, but that's the train.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's the train. I think it's the train. Yeah, it's him. He's gonna help it. Never gets old. Never gets old. I'll have what she's having.
Okay, so we are making our way to Sugar Plum Sweet Shop.
Kid saw me call him Malfoy.
So they have chocolate cauldrons here, but don't buy into that. You need the one that's right over here. Okay, so Ryno, do you want to open this up?
Oh, I feel honored, privileged. All right, it's like a Christmas present. Oh my god. I'm gonna reach in, okay?
Okay.
Oh, you're right, Craig. It is a little... Oh, it's not plastic. It's like spongy or silicone or something.
Yeah, it's like silicone. For show.
For show. Oh, it smells good.
We got kicked out of our spot on the Celestina stage, so
Gotta perform or something.
we're here. Ryno, dig in.
Okay. Ooh, this is, it's like, oops. I think I only got frosting. Yep. 100% frosting. Oh no, wait, is it only frosting? Oh no, wait, there's chocolate. It's like buttercream frosting. I can't get to the cake. So, I'm gonna let you take a bite before I completely like mangle this out.
The frosting is definitely dense. Very, very dense frosting. I feel like it's going to break the spoon, actually. There,
That scared me. No, it's just cake.
Okay, now I'm gonna try to get a bite with everything in it. Now there it is, and just like the frosting, the chocolate cake is good, but it's very dense. Yeah, this is definitely not like an old-fashioned cauldron cake. But it's not bad. But we gotta still figure out how to actually eat this thing. So I'm gonna give it back to you. Maybe you can get some bites in now.
I know what you're saying, like, the other cauldron cakes, they felt like they took time because they were actually made into being little cauldrons, and this seems a little more, just, I don't know, hold on, let me see if you can see the cake, like, It's a little like chocolate. It doesn't feel as fresh. It's a little like, I don't know, it's a little firm. Not bad. But them coming to the Wizarding World, this isn't the thing I want, like, this to be like, you know? Like, I want more from this, because everything else is so good.
Well, that's the thing, too. The old Cauldron Cake, that was 100% edible. This is, like, you definitely can't eat this thing. Yeah, you're gonna save it, and
You can make an alcoholic butterbeer to put in there later.
you can. You know what? I'm gonna be taking shots of vodka out of this thing later.
Seems like your size vodka shot.
Yeah, it's if it's big enough for cake, it's big enough for me to drink vodka out of. I literally could not be making any more of a mess. Yeah, none of that was you. That's literally all been me.
Like a howler monkey just throwing your cake everywhere.
There was a lot of chocolate cake in here, though. I do have to admit that. It seemed like it was going to be a lot smaller than it is. It's empty. It's empty.
So Craig pointed out something that's really cool too. On the bottom, it's directions to bake your own cauldron cake. It even gives you the recipe. 3/4 cups of cake mix into the cauldron baking cup. Bake on a baking sheet for 350 for 20 to 30 minutes. You test with a toothpick. So you can make your own little. Okay, that elevates this just a little bit more because now you have your own little cauldron that you got in the Wizarding World. So you can take it and make like whatever you want in there. You could probably make a better cake than what's in here. But oh man, we should have done like a geez, Celestina. We should have done like a call to arms. Like anybody who has these should go out and do. We should have a contest. Whoever makes the best cake cauldron. But it'll be me, so it's fine. I already know I'm a winner.
Well, it's not as bad, and it's not bad at all. It's just not what I was hoping for, but it's not bad.
No, I think once it was like heat up in the Florida sun a little bit, it got better as you went through. But it still doesn't have that touch of like that. The whole thing about Harry Potter, the Diagon Alley, Wizarding, the Hogsmeade, all that, these places, they have really creative treats that feel like handmade, hand-touched. This feels a little more manufactured.
Exactly. That's a perfect word for it. But still, I think overall a great bargain at the price point, $9.95 plus tax, but an annual pass discount if you have one.
And since you can keep it and use it again, that raises it up a little bit.
Yeah, it adds a lot of gift value to it. Take it home to friends and family so they get a gift.
Yep.
And then they get to make something with it afterwards.
Nice
too.
Alternative to people who already have the chocolate frogs or something like
exactly.
that. Exactly.
No, that's a really good point. So I've got to finish this up. So I'm going to keep eating that, and that's going to do it.
So it's been a couple days since we've had that cauldron cake. How was it sitting with you?
Well, I've been back to Universal since then because you know that's all we do is go to the theme parks, and I saw people with the cauldron cake box.
Yeah,
like now I've studied the box, and the more I've thought about it since I've had it, like the dessert itself, the one that you're getting, like I like the look of it a lot better than the other one because I like that it comes in the cauldron that you can rebake a cake in, and I've got something planned for that one. And you know, I like the look with like the fire on top and stuff like that. It's not the cake and everything together itself is not amazing, but I like the idea of the souvenir that you can take home and keep. It's got a life after the park, and I think that really kind of appeals to me. I think it makes it a little more magical. Like the overall aesthetic of this thing seems to have taken a step forward for me.
That was clearly our thoughts right after eating it, and I'm basically on that same exact that same level too with the cauldron cake, and on top of that, you know, now I look at it as a good way of saying, well, since they put it in the nice box and give it to you in the whatever material it's made out of, silicone or
I think it's silicone.
Yeah, whatever it is. Now that they give it to you like that, it is nice to take home. And what that can now allow me to do is if I'm thinking about a treat while I'm at the Wizarding World that I really want to get to enjoy right now, then instead of making it this hard decision, on do I want a cauldron cake, do I want a pumpkin cake, or do I want butterbeer fudge? Now I can take away the cauldron cake and say, no, I'm not going to do that one.
Yeah.
And it's down to those two. So it's never great to take away treats, but if I was coming on vacation, that's what I would get on the very last day. Make sure I ask for a refrigerated one in the back, so that way walk into the front of the park, into the hotel or
you
car,
don't
wherever.
Open and look at it later and have it just be a sad cauldron.
Exactly. I would try to make sure I get the best one, so that way I can transport it home the best way I can, and then enjoy it and have that memories looking back onto the trip. But while I'm there, enjoy one of the other treats that are absolutely delicious, because you can't go wrong with any Wizarding World snacks.
Well,
really.
I actually almost got a second cauldron cake when I was there again, because now the idea that I have a cauldron to bake the cake in, I was like, well, am I ever going to just want one cauldron cake? Because the recipe says you like use a certain amount of cake mix for it. So I'm like, like now I want enough that when I use the cake mix from a box, I want it to be able to fill. I want to use it all just for this. So I want to know how many cauldrons I need for that. And I feel like it's 4.
I mean, it
might be more. I haven't tried. I haven't experimented yet.
No, I think that's what you just got to do. You got to start experimenting, see around. But
butterbeer cauldron cake. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Why do you create dreams? That's what you do.
I'm gonna inject that thing. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
Hey, I'm
trying it this week, so. Just saying, trying it this week.
Is that going to be something that if you're like a Patreon follower that you might be able to see?
Yes, because it could go when anything has a recipe for disaster involved with it. Those Patreon people get to see it first, because it could be I feel like it'll go good. It's a themed, thing, and so if you're a Patreon supporter, look for this video coming soon. I gotta, of course, figure out how to make the cake and like do it and all that stuff. So follow along with me, won't you?
Yeah, no. So, just to remind all y'all, we do have Patreon. It's at patreon.com/disunplugged. There you can pledge money to help out with the production of the show. And in return, we give you some exclusive content, some early content, and just some random things every now and then. So, and of course, always you get our appreciation in return. So, so that is an option too. But the cauldron cake, very interesting. Mel's very bad. But we want to know how everyone out there actually feels about this stuff. I know, as we've acknowledged, Mel's is something that is beloved by many people. So if you love Mel's out there, please comment below. Tell us why you love Mel's.
What did we miss?
Yeah, let us know what food item or what drink we missed. What we're missing about it.
I don't know that we could have even missed a food item. There were 4 options. It was like
maybe there's a super secret food menu.
Okay,
item.
now when we start talking about secret food items, I'm there.
Who knows? It could exist.
Needs to be more of those.
People might be making up their own combination that they're willing to go with. So if you love it, please comment below. Let us know why you love it. If you hate it, go ahead and comment too on that. Let us know. Let us know that we're not the crazy ones, and make sure that everyone knows that. And same thing goes with the cauldron cakes. If you've had a chance to try it yet, absolutely let us know what you think about the new one, or if you missed the old one, or if there's another treat that we need to go out and seek down in Universal and do this before.
Well, I'm curious about what people's favorite. I love those little things. Like, what's your little thing that you have to go get? It doesn't have to be in the Wizarding World either.
Exactly.
I'm all about that, because I feel like Universal has a fresher history of that than Disney. Like, Disney's got the history of like, well, you've got to get the Mickey pretzel, or you've got to get the Mickey bar, or whatever. I want to find those type of things at Universal.
No, we'll put in our own, and we'll keep finding new ones. We'll hopefully get some suggestions, and on top of that, maybe we can make it a full blown show one day, full of what are the best snacks to go out and find at Universal. But so you know, I know the audio quality wasn't great throughout this entire episode because of the in-park segment, but I hope it's something that for those of you out there who are watching, you enjoyed this. Please also give us feedback on that too. If you really hate it, we'll never do this again. But if you think there's something there, maybe we'll keep going down this road, try to explore it, figure out how we can better incorporate it in. And you know, for all those listening out there, yeah, I know it's not great. We're trying to do the best that we can, but sometimes it's not perfect. But nonetheless, we hope you enjoyed it. Of course, if you want any more information on anything in today's episode, please head over to disunplugged.com, home of our show notes page for this show and all of the other shows on the Diz Unplugged podcast network. There you can find our links to email us, which is uopodcast@disunplugged.com. You can find links to our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere that we are posting stuff at. You can find that at disunplugged.com. And then, of course, make sure if you are watching this on YouTube that you are sharing it, as well as commenting, hitting that like button. If you're listening to us on iTunes, please go ahead and subscribe there as well, and rate and review us. And we appreciate feedback all the time, and other people do too, because then they'll know if it's all bad feedback, they'll skip us, and we didn't want them anyways, right?
No.
So thank you so much to everyone out there. Ryno, thank you too.
Well, thank you for bringing me on this food journey.
Yeah. No, this was a fun one. So I know I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope everyone out there enjoyed this one. And we appreciate your support as always. And we will be back with you, I believe, next week for another one.
Yes.
Another episode. Yeah. Yeah, still next week.
Yes.
The week after,
Yes.
probably not, because we will be in California, but definitely next week. So that's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you next week. And until then, no more resolutions. Have a great week.